super fun. And here is when it's going to start streaming. So especially if you guys are starting out on business and you don't have a massive budget, this was free. It's a device or something that streams into YouTube, and if I'm recording it at the same time, it's actually going to record into YouTube as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a page, a link to copy, because it's not really working out for me to have this live stream into my webinar page on my website, because somehow this isn't connecting to the actual pre-programmed webinar time. Totally fine. There's always a workaround. So what I'm going to do is, in case people go to laurenherrera.com/webinar, I'm actually just going to give them the link, and they can just pop over to YouTube and watch the live stream, which actually works out better because on YouTube they actually have a chat. So check this out. So on YouTube, there's actually a chat. Can you see that? Yeah, pretty freaking awesome, right? Isn't this like the most like grown-up thing to do on a Friday night? Make some money, yeah, make some money, make some people happy. All right, so let's do this. Get rid of that. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that link, and we're going to put in that one. Whoop, and it's all dark. So we have to be able to read it, right? And let's make it really big, and let's put a link. Perfect, save. All right, let's publish that. Let's publish that sheesh. Cool. And then here we are. So we're live streaming. Oh, look it. That's my husband. How nice is he? All right, let me check in with you guys. Hey, Shauna. Hey, Caroline. Hey, girl. Thanks, Jeff. Hey. All right, so Jeff, hopefully you're going to be thoroughly impressed with this, okay? All right, so this is what's going to happen. I'm going to put on my headphones because it's going to make my audio sound that much better, because I'm going to be able to hear myself better with my podcasting mic, because I look really awesome with this. All right, let's put this one on mute. All right, let's share. All right, you guys, I am pulling out all the stops, you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. All right, we're getting rid of the headphones. Welcome to the Health and Energy Jumpstart webinar. I'm super excited that you guys are here with me tonight, whether you are on Facebook Live, if you are watching from YouTube, or if you are actually watching on laurenherrera.com/webinar and you made yourself back over to YouTube. Now, unfortunately, I have an awesome echo. Hey, Benjamin, can you let me know if there's an echo on your end? We'll figure this technology stuff out pretty soon, right? All right, I'm going to go for it. I think we're going to be okay. So first of all, my name is Lauren Herrera, and I am a mindset coach and a fitness coach, and I focus on helping women so that they can really, create a lifestyle that ends stress, yo-yo dieting, and boring workouts at the gym, so they can spend more time doing the things that they love. I've been in fitness for a long time, since 2000, and I'm here basically starting in 2017 to really give a good push for people to be able to approach fitness and their lifestyle in any way, shape, or form, whether it's barbells or Pilates or yoga, whatever, and do it online so that they have it at their fingertips. So that's a little teeny tiny about me. We're going to get into a little bit more of my story later. But first of all, if you are here joining me, no echo. Thanks, Ben. I want to make sure that you know why you are here. So, this webinar is for women who are ready for lasting change, women who are ready to create a new vision for their life, and women who are ready to practice habits that support the new vision. Because when we're talking about creating a new body or a new lifestyle or a new way of being, inch by inch, it's a cinch, but by the yard, it's hard. And what that means, that's from my mentor, Rod Hairston from Growth U, that means that if we want to have results in any area of our life, but we don't create new habits to support those results, we're never going to get there, because it's basically like saying you want to have a full glass of water, but you're not going to take the steps to get off the couch, go get a glass out of the cupboard, walk over to the refrigerator, get the water, pour it in the glass, close the refrigerator door, and then actually drink the water. You can't have the water until you get up and do things to actually get that water in your possession. So it's kind of the same thing with your life. So if you're a woman who's ready for lasting change, who you're ready to create a new vision for yourself of who you want to be, and if you are ready to practice habits, this is the place for you. This is not for you if you are a woman who wants a new program that will finally work this time. This is not first for a woman who has tried everything for a week. And this is not for women who want to follow a one-size-fits-all eating plan. I'm going to get into the reasons more of why this isn't going to be beneficial to you, and I'll cover them really quickly right now. First of all, if you say you want a program that's finally going to work this time, that statement alone puts you in a victim mentality that your life is not in your hands, that you are a product of circumstance, that life happened to you, not for you. So if you already go into something, a coaching program, a personal development program, school, if you go into anything with the mindset, I hope this will work finally, that is really relinquishing your power and does not set you up for success. Also, if you're someone who's tried everything for just a week or maybe not even a week, that's not going to work out very well either, because think about how old you are, think about how many days are in a year, and then think about all the things that you've done every single day leading up to this point that has created the person you are today. So 1 week is not going to undo everything that has led you to this feeling of feeling stuck. This is also not for women who want a one-size-fits-all eating plan. The problem with your one-size-fits-all eating plan is that when your life changes, you go on vacation, you start a new job, the holidays come, and you have this very strict templated way of eating, you're not going to be able to go with the flow and trust yourself and use your intuition and prevent yourself from eating yourself into oblivion when you're around new food that you're not used to being around. So if you're a rules person and you've laid all of your power to other people, this is not for you. I'm going to take a quick break to make sure that my camera for Facebook is set up properly. Woohoo! If you guys are on Facebook, let me know if this is a good setup for you guys, if I need to adjust the camera. So tonight, this is what we're going to be covering. We're going to be covering mindset, nutrition, and fitness. And what I really, really love about this is that when I had my gym in Old Town, Pasadena 2 years ago now, this was our staple. It was mindset, nutrition, and movement, because it looked really cool to have M&M. But really, what we're all looking for is fitness. And that fitness level means that we can walk upstairs, we can grab all of our groceries in one trek. We have energy at the end of the day to go do things that we love. That is our fitness, and everyone has a different scale of fitness that they're after. All right, so here's your mindset overview. These are some of my ways that I think about mindset. We've got EGS, GPS, your PTG, and your catch and release. Now, I'm going to go into these deeper a little bit later, but just to give you a little preview, your EGS is your emotional guidance system, and that is directly from Abraham Hicks. Go Google it if you don't know it. Your GPS is something that I've thought about, your gratitude perspective shift. As soon as you can find the silver lining in gratitude, you can get through any hardship in your life. Your PTG, oh my gosh, I forgot what the PTG is. We'll figure it out when we get back to it. But your catch and release, this one is a really big, important one to me that I really learned last year, really the last 6 months of 2016, that we want to catch the lesson. We want to catch whatever negative circumstance is coming our way, grab hold of the lesson, and then release it so that we don't have to deal with the negativity. All right, you guys, our nutrition, we're going to talk about the restrict and binge cycle. We're going to talk about eating for the weekend, and we're going to talk about the things that we say to ourselves all the time of, I'll start on Monday. I'll start on January 1st. No, I'm not going to start on January 1st because I'm going to be hungover and I'm going to need greasy McDonald's food to get rid of the hangover. So I'll actually start on the first Monday of January. Oh, but wait, then I'm going to start when I get back from vacation. Well, I'm going to start now because I have to lead to vacation, that kind of thing. We're going to talk about that and how you can get rid of that mentality. We're also going to talk about your fitness. There's 3 areas of fitness I want to cover tonight. Number 1, that less is more. Number 2, that consistency is key, and a fat burning shortcut. That is a legit shortcut that my good friend Jeff McMahon, who popped on the Facebook Live a couple minutes ago, I don't know if he's still there, he explained to us on Love is a Verb podcast. All right, so a little bit of housekeeping. If you guys are on YouTube right now, do you know how much I would appreciate you if you would just copy and paste this into your Facebook feed? If you are on Facebook right now, would you do me a super duper favor and share this with your friends? I think that there's lots of women who have gone through some of the things that we're going to be talking about, and this would definitely be beneficial. You can also private message me questions on Facebook, and if you are on the YouTube live stream, you can pop questions in over there so we can have a very interactive evening. I'm going to check my Facebookers. Awesome. Hey, Amanda. Awesome. Okay. Uh-oh. All right, let's get to this. So a little bit about me. I have been in the fitness industry since 2000. I had a nervous breakdown in 2010, and from that nervous breakdown, I built my private strength and Pilates studio from the lessons that I learned there. And that business broke down in 2015, and I spent 2015 really working on creating a new identity for myself. And with that new identity, I was able to really understand the things that I was thinking and how it got me to the place of failure that I was in, and understanding that just like I thought myself into the position I was in, I can also think myself out of it. Also, what happened with this new identity was that I was able to have the idea for Love is a Verb podcast, and we launched that in 2016. And I still to this day feel that that podcast is not my baby. It is something that was as big a gift to me as it was to the people who listened to it, and really started to understand the self-love concept through it. 2016, I also became an official Growth U coach, and the Growth U program is what I went through in 2015 that really changed my identity. And here we are this year, 2017, really focusing on the online coaching aspect of me, of my business, of my career. And dogs. Dogs. Everybody knows I'm obsessed with dogs. That is Willow. All right. But first, we're going to talk about what health is, because this live stream, this YouTube, everything about tonight is about your health and creating a more vibrant, healthy energy life. So we're going to talk about exactly what health is. So if you look this up, if you use the Google, you will find out that health, by one definition, is that you are a level of functional and metabolic efficiency of a living organism. And I don't know about you, I don't think that we're a vampire. We are all living organisms. So our health is directly related to the function and the metabolic rate. The metabolic is the movement and how our energy is used of us, our organism. It also means that we are without disease. We are dis-ease is our disease state. When we are without disease, we are in a state of health, energy, vitality. We're in a state of ease. So think about that when we're thinking about our health, of how our mindset, our nutrition, and our fitness are going to improve our actual health and energy. And let's talk about our energy. So our energy is what we need. It's where we require it to stay alive, and it comes from food. And energy, in when we're talking about it in a more metaphysical way, physics way, it can't be created or destroyed. It comes in all different forms. It dissipates, it expands, it contracts, but it cannot be created or destroyed. It just is. And our thoughts have energy. So when we're thinking about our thoughts, we want to know that if we're thinking really negative stuff, our physical energy, how we feel about life, how excited we are when we wake up in the morning, those thoughts all affect our energy when we're talking about our health and our energy. So let's get into some bigger picture ideas of how we can actually create change in our life. So this is the part where if you're feeling like you're someone who just wants a one-size-fits-all program, or this is all going to change in a week, you can leave now. This is not going to be the place for you, because this takes a little bit of time. So the first thing that we have to do when we are thinking about changing is we have to actually create a vision for ourselves. So this vision for ourselves is something that is going to power us through when things get challenging, because things always get challenging when we're wanting to grow and expand. And it's the challenges that make it fun, because that's where we learn things. But the vision and the idea and the excitement that you have of how you're going to feel at the end of the day, how you're going to feel when you wake up, that you feel good in your body, that when you walk up a flight of stairs, you are able to walk up it without getting winded. Maybe your idea of this new vision of yourself, of health and energy, is that you're able to windsurf. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that. I don't like things that move that fast, but maybe that is for you. Maybe you would love to kite surf. Maybe you would love to go bungee jumping or skydiving. What is the best, absolute best version of your body, of your life? Not talking about work, not talking about your career, not talking about your finances, you in your body. What does that feel like? What is the most fabulous part, the most fabulous experience that you think that you can have here on this planet? That's creating your vision. So you want to create that vision, because it's going to help you in the days to come, in the weeks to come, in the months to come, when you're making these better choices for yourself with your mindset, your nutrition, and your fitness. The second thing that we have to do when we're talking about creating lasting change is break the old habits. Now, this is actually really difficult, because habits are simple, and the simplicity of the habit makes them so sustainable. So think about someone who smokes, right? It's a simple habit. All you have to do is take a cigarette out of a pack, put it to your mouth, light it, and then suck, right? And then you exhale. You inhale, you exhale. That's it. That's the only habit of smoking. So it's really simple. The simplicity is what makes it so powerful, and what makes it and is what makes it hard to break. It can be broken, though. It absolutely can be. And what a big part of breaking the habits is we interrupt it. You want to interrupt whatever habit is with something new. So say it's a cigarette after you eat dinner. Well, can you go on a walk after dinner? Can you get up and dance after dinner? Can you immediately wash the dishes, clean up the kitchen after dinner, brew some tea, and then sit down and watch TV? Now, I know this is difficult. I'm not pretending that it's going to be easy to quit smoking, but what I'm saying is we interrupt the existing habit or ritual to break the power of that existing habit. Now, here's the next step. We have to actually put another habit in place. So when we have this new habit in place, that is going to replace what we were doing that was keeping us stuck. So we build a habit upon a habit, right? Maybe it is that every day after dinner, immediately you, if you're single, or the whole family, if you have a family, goes and helps clean up. And then after dinner, it's a board game, or after dinner, it's baths and going to bed. Creating something that's going to work in place of the old habit. So let's talk about this in the most practical way that we're talking about with our health and energy. If you graze all night long after dinner, right? You're just constantly eating, constantly eating. You have to break that pattern and you have to create a new one. So, what if that new one is going on a walk? Great. You're stuck inside because of the snow. What if your new one is downloading the Gym Boss timer because it's free, Gym Boss, and you set timers for intervals of doing 10 jumping jacks or doing jumping jacks for a certain amount of time or doing lunges or holding a plank. There's so many things that you can do to create a new habit. What if it's your thoughts? What if your new habit is actually just saying, when I have a negative thought, I'm going to try to find the silver lining and find something good about it, right? We have to create new habits to replace those old ones. Another stage of creating a new vision or growing into this new vision of yourself. Let me see. Taking risk. Uh-oh. I forgot what this one represents. Is that the funniest thing ever? There's 6 steps to this. We're going to skip over this one. That's hysterical. All right, so one of them is going to be Ben, did you catch that? I don't know if you're still on here. One of the ways that we can create this lasting change is to have a role model. So when we have a role model, we don't have to do everything that that person does. We can just pick out things that we really love about that person's health and energy, since we're talking about that specifically. So say there's someone who is able to go to the gym every single day, and maybe they're a jerk in other areas of their life. Maybe they're a little bit socially awkward, or they make you feel uncomfortable, but damn it, they're at the gym every single day. Just pick that one aspect of that person to emulate. You're not copying them, you're not being inauthentic, but what you are doing is saying, hey, here is this person who's really good at the area that I love, so I am going to model what they do. Even if I'm sore, I'm still going to go to the gym every single day just to build the habit. And maybe I won't work as hard as I did the day before or 2 days before because I'm so sore, but I'm still going to create that consistent habit modeling what they do. And eventually your fitness is going to go up and up and up and up and up, where you are really working hard and really maximizing your time in the gym. The last part of creating lasting change is taking risks. And taking risks are a great way for you to create a growth mindset, because a growth mindset means that you're not a fixed mindset. A growth mindset means that you are able to adapt with changes, and you're able to know that your life is created by you. A fixed mindset in psychology is what we say that you really believe that you only have a certain deck of cards that you're dealt, and you really can't, your only choice is how you play them. That's not entirely true. We're finding out so much more about neurology and about our brain and about our thoughts, and that people who have gone through really, really, really significant emotional events like a family murder or abuse or something that really traumatizes them, they can still transform and be incredibly successful, abundant, fit, happy, all of those things. So when we take a risk, we are proactively growing. We are proactively putting ourselves in a position where we're going to allow ourselves to fail, but we know that with that failure, all we have to do is redirect our efforts, and we'll be able to keep moving forward. So those are the 6 steps of lasting change. And of course, super hilarious that I'm forgetting that middle step. I'm going to pull up my notes really quickly and see if I can find my notes about the lasting change. Aha, that's hilarious. Angela, if you're on here, I'm sure you're laughing at me. All right, let's go back to this because this is actually a really good one. The 4th step of your creating your lasting change is going to be having disciplined imagination. So when you have disciplined imagination, you are cute. Oh my God, my mom. I was looking at YouTube looking at Facebook real quick. When you are disciplining your imagination, you are able to use those thoughts to actually become things. Here's the thing about imagination. If you don't control it, it will pull images from the past. All of your failures, every single time that you have tried a diet and failed, that is going to affect you. Let's see if my live stream is still working real quick. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey Christina. I want to check. I don't think. Haha. Okay, yay. Can you see me now on the Facebook? Facebook, that's awesome. Okay, you probably can now. Okay. So when you're not disciplining your imagination, what's going to happen is your imagination is going to pull references of when you failed. So when you have a point where you're like, I tried to lose weight, but I failed. I tried to exercise, but I got an injury. I tried to exercise and it didn't work. I got too sore. I couldn't go back for a whole week. If you don't discipline that imagination, when you're trying to make these steps to move forward and create this new body and this new healthy body for yourself, you won't actually be able to make it there because your imagination is going to keep pulling you back and reminding you of where you failed. So when you use your imagination, you want to use your imagination in a way that you are elevating yourself, that you are imagining yourself in the fittest position you can be. You're imagining yourself having a good time on the treadmill. You're imagining yourself eating really healthy food and enjoying it. You're using all of these thoughts in your head because your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. You get to move closer to the vision that you have of yourself. So I'm going to skip over and get over to where we left off. So with your mindset is super duper important. And I'm so mad at myself that I forgot my own little acronym of PTG. Maybe it'll come to me later. But basically with your mindset, what we're going to talk about is your emotional guidance system, your GPS, your PTG, and your catch and release. And I think I actually created notes in this little webinar. So maybe I'm not too far off. Okay. Hashtag not surprised I did that. All right. So your emotional guidance system, let's go over that. Your emotional guidance system is a way for you to start programming that imagination so that you can move towards what it is that you actually want. So with that emotional guidance system, if you are feeling shameful or guilty, maybe because the state that your body's in, you're going to stay really low, right? You're going to have low energy. You're going to feel depressed. You're going to feel lethargic. Those things are actually going to be, those thoughts, those emotions are going to be reflected in your physical body and what you can do with it. We want to be in a higher level of peace and joy and love and reasoning and acceptance, all of those things. So even hearing those things, like what are the things that you think about when you feel joy, when you feel love? They feel good, right? It energizes you. You want to keep doing more of them. So the more we can use that emotional guidance system to keep ourselves high energy, not bouncing off the walls energy, but high energy where we feel good, we use that literal energy to keep us going and keep us vibrant, to keep doing the things that we actually love. So when you use your emotional guidance system, when you're feeling depressed, when you're feeling low, when you're feeling blah, and you really don't know why you feel so crummy, you can think, what are the emotions I'm feeling right now? Okay, I'm feeling really shameful because I let my weight get out of control. Okay, what is the opposite of shame? Maybe peace is the opposite of peace. Okay, how can I feel peace about my body? how can I feel peace? Peace is going to come with your body when you can find things to be grateful for, and you can do things to evoke a peaceful sensation. So maybe that's taking a shower, maybe that's taking a bath, maybe that's getting a foot rub. Creating peace within your body will start to tip the scales into that higher vibration. So let's talk about the gratitude level of it. So this is the gratitude perspective shift. And this is extremely important because so many of us are stuck in the lack mentality and the case of what I don't have. So when you have a gratitude perspective shift, it automatically elevates your vibration, your energy, because we're all vibrational energy. I'm going to throw vibration in with you. What we focus on, we find. What we focus on grows, and what we focus on seems real. So as soon as we start finding things to be grateful for, what's going to happen is we're going to have more opportunity to get more things to be grateful for. So for instance, I went home from work yesterday at the Pilates studio with a migraine, and I started seeing spots. My vision started getting obstructed around 9 a.m. I went and got Excedrin. I got some hot food from Starbucks. I got a coffee from Starbucks, and I'm thinking, okay, I can get through this. Well, then an hour went by, and then I started getting all the pain, and I'm like, damn it, okay, I should probably go and lay down so that I prevent this from really escalating and I get like a 5-day migraine. So when I pulled up to my mom's house, I'm like walking across the driveway and I'm thinking, I am so grateful that I have the opportunity to go home sick. I don't have anything pressing to do. I don't have, this is not a life and death financial situation for me to go home these 4 hours early from work. I'm so thankful that I have this freedom. And then immediately I thought to myself, nothing's really changed. You know, we're not a millionaire. We're not millionaires. It's not like we're financially free by what so many of us think of it as. So I'm like, in all actuality, the only thing that has changed is my mindset around our financial situation that gave me the freedom feeling to say, I can go home and take care of myself. So that gratitude perspective shift completely changed my mindset about going home sick. Where usually I would push through until I was completely immobile because of the migraine, because I had, no, I have to. I have to look professional to all these clients. And I have to make sure that I work my hours because we need the money, because we have to pay bills, because we have to do this, because we have to do that. I didn't have any of that talk in my head. And I thought, wow, I've really created a stressful reality for myself, causing undue stress. Creating that grateful attitude that things will be okay, or just grateful that I have the opportunity to go home to a couch, shifted my energy. Okay, see how that works? So we can do this for anything. So if we're really upset with our body, we don't like that it maybe is a little bit bigger than we want it to be. If we say, body, I am so grateful that you have been here through my really hard times. I'm so grateful that you got me through illness. I'm so grateful that you got me through an injury. I'm so grateful that you opened your eyes today. When we start feeding our body those good thoughts, it will pay us back. It will, I promise. All right. Haha, this is what it is. This is the PTG. This is my thing. This is my jam. You have no idea how this is my jam. So your mindset, your PTG is your post-traumatic growth. Now, I believe that the hard stuff is where the magic happens. Because when we are able to go through something hard, we will grow from it or be victimized by it. So when we grow from it, I'm going to check my Facebook real quick. Oh, it's still on. Okay, good. Mine froze. Mine froze on my screen. So your post-traumatic growth, when something bad happens to you, you can use it to say, I am victim to this. This is what happened to me. These are the reasons why I can't lose weight. These are the reasons why I can't go to the gym. These are the reasons why my life isn't the way I want it to be, because this happened to me. That's the fixed mindset I was talking about earlier. If you go into it with, this thing happened to me, and what I learned from it was I can get through anything. What I learned from it was some people are real jerks. What I learned from it was I will never do that to somebody else. What I learned from it was I'm resilient. What I learned from it was I'm strong. When you have that growth mentality, that post-traumatic growth mentality, you will be able to get through anything. And what's really cool about it is that most people want to do good things for other people and good things in the world. When you have a post-traumatic growth experience, that could be the thing that you were meant to be here to help people get through. So whatever hard stuff you have right now or have gone through, if you find the gratitude for it and you see how magnificent you are for getting through it, that's your catalyst to take it up even another level. All right, your catch and release. This is another fabulous one. Okay, so with your catch and release, let's check these out over here. All right. Your catch and release is really awesome because there are certain things that happen in our life repeatedly. Like, have you ever been in, different relationships throughout your life, but they all kind of have like a theme, like you kind of get burned in the same way, or you date kind of similar people, you kind of have a type. We kind of have things that are on repeat. And for some of us, for some people and some ways of thinking, we think, okay, well, when you keep getting the same stuff, in it, especially if it's a negative experience, if you keep getting the negative experience over and over again, sometimes on a very high spiritual level, we think, me and a bunch of other people all over the world, we think that it's a lesson that we didn't quite learn. So we keep getting it because we need to learn the lesson in order for us to grow. And I don't know what other people call it, but I thought it was pretty damn clever to say catch and release. Because when something bad keeps happening, or something bad happens right now, if you're in a bad spot right now, say, okay, where's the silver lining? Where's the gratitude? What am I learning from this? The key is to learn from it. And whatever it is that you've experienced or you are experiencing, if you can catch the lesson, learn from the lesson, release it, it won't come back again to teach you the lesson again. Or when it comes back, you'll know exactly what is, right? You'll call a square and be able to walk away from any situation. So say maybe this is around your food, and you know that if you go to the movie, you're always going to get popcorn. And every time you go to the movie, you get the big barrel of it, you eat it. It tastes good for maybe the first 3 handfuls, but then after that, your stomach starts to hurt, but you're still like, oh, but it tastes so good, and I only get this popcorn when I'm at the movie, and you keep eating it. And then you go home, and all the fake butter that was in it really upsets your stomach, and you're on the toilet. Maybe you get diarrhea. So then what happens? You go to the movies again, you do the same thing, right? You haven't learned your lesson. So what if we say, okay, I'm stuck on the toilet with diarrhea every time I eat movie popcorn. How can I prevent this from happening? How can I learn the lesson and release it out into the world, right? I don't have to learn it anymore. Well, maybe you bring rice cakes that have popcorn in them. Because the Quaker Rice Cakes brand have really fun flavors. And yes, it's not the real thing, but hello, the real thing makes you sick. So what if we learned that movie popcorn makes us feel terrible, makes our body feel sick? So can we prevent that from happening by putting a few rice cakes that are really yummy flavored into our purse and go and eat that instead? Absolutely. Well, guess what? You just caught the lesson and released it. You don't have to deal with it anymore. So that's going to free up even more space in your mind for your mindset to have even more energy. It's a win-win. Let's get into your nutrition. So with your nutrition, this is super duper awesome too. With your nutrition, we're going to talk about your restricting and binge cycle. We're talking about eating for the weekend and talking about when it's a good time to start. So with your restrict and binge, we've all been there, right? We're like keeping our real tight. We're following this meal plan. We got our Tupperwares. We're like set. Like, this is the new us. We're going to be one of these Instagram girls. We're going to prepare all of our food. We're going to have our shakes. We're going to have our cleanse days. We're going to do all of these things on point. And you know what? I am so restricted, but you know what? That shows everybody that I'm responsible, that I know what I'm doing, because how I am going to be managing my food, that shows other people how successful I am and how hardcore I am and how disciplined I am. Well, great. However, you're probably going to start lacking a lot of vital nutrients that are going to make you feel healthy and energetic. So, what's going to happen? Our body is going to get to a point where it is going to like get you in tunnel vision to eat as much as you can to replace all these nutrients that you've been missing. Because guess what? Chicken and broccoli and brown rice don't have all the the nutrients that you need. They just don't have it all. So if you're going to be restrict on one part, your body's going to go into primal survival mode and say, girl, you better give me something to eat, and you're going to eat everything. And then also emotionally, I mean, how many times do we get to this point, ladies, where we're being so good and then we're like, okay, well, I deserve a reward. And we have that reward Wednesday afternoon at lunch with our girlfriends. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I messed up my diet. I totally went off my diet. Oh my God, I'm such a failure. You know what? And you start to feel depressed. And then you're like, the whole day, you just keep eating everything because you're like, well, I already screwed it up. So there's no hope. I might as well just keep eating, right? And then it becomes a full blown binge. The next thing that we do, as especially as women, is we eat for the weekend. Okay, so we're tight Monday through Friday, and the weekend comes and we let everything go loose, and we end up gaining weight, getting bloated, and it takes us all week to get the bloat off again. Now, I don't know if my mom is still listening. Mom, are you still listening? You're not going to like this part. My mom, even though it worked for her, okay, it worked for her. She obviously didn't freaking binge. But for her, you know, she would always suggest eating really well during the week and on the weekends loosen up. Well, that's great if you're not cray, right? I ate everything. I would eat everything in sight. And even to, you know, being married, I remember walking down the pathway in front of our condo thinking, when is this going to end? Like, when am I not going to have this switch flip in my brain where I start eating Friday afternoon all the way through Sunday night before bed, and the switch turns back on Monday and I'm able to be strict? I'm like, okay, so like I know in my head I'm doing the wrong thing, but I don't know how to stop the switch. And Ben and I have been married for 5 years now. So this was pretty recent that I was able to make this switch. So this is another pitfall that we get into where we're really tight during the week and we eat everything in sight on the weekend, and it's just not healthy. It's not healthy for our metabolism. It's not healthy for our emotions either. Now the next one is it's a good time to start tomorrow. There's always, I can't tell you how many women that I have run into, especially at the gym. Gym women are more inclined to want to lose weight than Pilates studio women. This is so funny. Okay, so the Pilates studio women are, want to feel better. They want their body to feel better. They want to be more in tune with their body. And yeah, I like to tone up. That's kind of a byproduct thing. Gym women, when they're going to the gym, there's already the expectation that I'm at the gym because I want to lose weight. Now, you have no idea. 9 out of 10, I would say, when I say, okay, great, this is how we're going to change your food. Oh, but I can't because I'm going to go on vacation. And when I go on vacation, I don't want to be dieting. Well, I can't because, oh no, this is a good one. I don't want to start personal training. It's like October. I don't want to start personal training in October because the holidays are going to come and I'm not going to be able to stick with it and I'm going to eat a bunch of stuff. So I'm really going to throw away my money if I do this now. I'll wait till after the holidays. There's always a better time to start, and there really isn't, because your lifestyle, your life is until you die. Your vacations are temporary, holidays are temporary, everything but your life is temporary. So learning how to eat, to feel good, and to look good, to be comfortable in your body with what you want it to look like, That's a lifestyle, and that has to carry you through the holidays, and it has to carry you through vacations. Let's talk about fitness. So, with your fitness, this is really awesome. This is I love the fitness. I didn't love it for a while. It was kind of killing me for a little bit. With your fitness, less is more. Consistency is key, and fat burning. There is a fat burning shortcut that I'm going to share with you tonight. And when I say that fitness was killing me for a while, there was some times 2015 and 2016 where I just felt done. I felt like there's something more inside of me that I can give that doesn't have to do with the aesthetics. And so I still worked. I still went to the gym and had personal training clients, and I started working at my friend's Pilates studio. But there was this part of me that felt like there's a missing piece that these women are not grasping about their bodies and how they can change. And so I went through kind of the rhythms of fitness, and but I knew there was more. And so I shared with you the more part. So let's get into the fitness part, because that's something really, really, really physical. It's definitely more of a physical, tangible thing versus the emotion in your mindset and the emotion that's around your food. So with your fitness, less is more. Believe it or not, you don't have to go in the morning for cardio and then go back in the afternoon to lift weights. You don't have to do that. There are so many ways to exercise, and there's ways that we have been sold a bill of goods through magazines or through books or through personal trainers, and everything is geared towards you being dependent on that product or person. So just know that there are many ways to skin a cat, okay? There is a proper strength training program where you're strength training 3 to 4 days a week, and you're very specific with your rest times, with how much weight you're putting, you're lifting, and how many repetitions you're doing, and how many sets you're doing. There are fitness people who map out an entire year of their fitness programming and break it up into 16-week cycles so that they have a very specific acceleration of growth in their muscle, and then a very specific decline where they let their body recover and then they go again. There's also high intensity interval training where you set a timer and you do intervals, and you have a very specific go hard time and then a very specific go easy time or completely rest time. There's hybrids of this. There's Zumba, there's yoga, there's Pilates, there's treadmills, there's yoga, or there's sprinting. There's so many things that you can be doing in different ways to create this picture of your fitness. Less is more. Lifting weights, doing some stretches, getting some cardio in, whether it's your heart pumping because you're exerting yourself with the weight training, or it's legit cardio time, 40 minutes. You don't have to be there a lot. You can do 40 minutes every day, every other day, or 3 days a week. Push really hard while you're there, and then leave it alone. Less is more when it comes to your consistent fitness. Now, with that consistent fitness, consistency is the key. So think of it as digging a ditch. If you dig a ditch a little bit at a time every single day for 365 days in a year, how big do you think that ditch is going to be? And how easy is it going to be to create a ditch, right? Like, let's say that it's, you're going to build a fortress around your house, or you're going to build a ditch so that you can put some plants in it or have a water runoff, pour some concrete in it and make a water runoff so that you don't flood. If you dig a little bit each day, it's going to be easy on your body. Your body's not going to break down, and you're going to want to go do it because it's not that hard. If you dig a ditch and you're out there for 2 hours, back-breaking work in the middle of the day, sun beating down on you, super sweaty, maybe you're getting a headache because it's so hot out there, you do that, how often do you really want to go back out there and put yourself through that? Because you know what it's like to be out there in the heat, right? It zaps your energy. You're going to feel extremely tired. You're going to want to eat and drink a whole lot of calories that are going to replenish you. You're not going to want to drink water. You're going to want to have soda. You're going to want to have Gatorade. You're going to want to have things that are going to stick to you. You're going to want sodium to rehydrate.
So when you think about that fitness, if you go really hard to the point where you are so sore you can't do anything, I've done that. I've been sore for about a week and a half on my calves and the side of my hips. Do you know how difficult it is not to be able to move those two levers? I could barely do laundry. It was so painful. So if you go so hard that you don't want to go back for an entire week or maybe a week and a half, how are you going to have results over a year if you're only going to the gym every other week? Whereas if you're going every other day or every day with a little bit less effort, that consistency is going to have a much higher payoff down the road. All right. The fat burning shortcut, okay, is your legs. The fat burning shortcut, and and Jeff McMahon shared this with us on Love is a Verb podcast a couple months ago. Our thighs have tons of muscle. So we could definitely do a bodybuilding type workout where you do your arms one day, you do your back the next day, you do your legs the next day, where you're really setting apart how often you use your legs for exercise. Well, if you use your legs every single day, that's actually going to allow you to burn more fat because there's so much muscle there. It elevates your metabolism. So think about when you have a slow simmer of water, right? Or a slow simmer of stew. If you have it on all the time on a slow simmer, it's going to be bubbly and hot, right? Well, what if you blast it on high for 10 minutes and then you turn it off and then you don't turn it on for another day? It's going to be cold, right? Same thing with your metabolism. So a really easy shortcut for you guys right now, especially if you're lifting weights, because strength training is key to elevating your metabolism and changing the aesthetic shape of your body. If you hit your legs every single time you exercise, you're going to elevate your metabolism that much more. So there's a really quick shortcut for you. All right. So let's talk about you taking action towards this lasting change. So like I said, I am a certified growth through Growth U, and the lasting change piece is very, 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 very much from them. Not from them verbatim, but that is a big component of what of the kind of teaching style that I have now because of the certification. So let's go through this real quick. When we're creating this lasting change, we are. Hey, Amanda. It's kind of creepy that I can see that you're on, huh? Your face just popped up. Hi, Amanda. Okay, so we are going to create a new detailed vision of ourselves. I'm talking about how you feel, what you're doing with your body, what you're eating, how you're exercising, and when you're doing things with your body, what are the fun things that you're doing? Are you more comfortable having sex? Are you more comfortable walking on the beach? Are you more comfortable going to Disneyland and getting on rides? What are all the things that you are more comfortable with in this new vision in your new body? So you really want to create that vision for yourself. The second thing that we talked about was breaking up habits. So we talked about your habit interrupt, that you have to get rid of the old habits that don't serve you. So what is one habit that you know the person in the vision that you just created for yourself? What's one habit that you're doing right now that you can break up with? You can comment below. You can message me. You can comment on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment anywhere that you want. What is one thing that you can break up with right now that's not in that new vision of yourself? Now, the next step, we're going to create that new habit, right? What's one new habit that you can do right now that the highest self of you, the best version of yourself, would be doing every single day, and start doing that. The next thing that we're going to do right now to take action is discipline your imagination and focus on the new you each day. So this is something that I do right now for myself, 7 to 15 minutes a day. I focus on who I want to be. I go through what it feels like in a day, what I do in a day, what my hobbies are. And by the way, my hobbies, when I make it, we're completely financially free, is rescuing animals. I want to have a 2-story house with floor to ceiling windows, and I want to be doing stuff like this online and look out my window and see a cow that has 3 legs grazing. I want to have animals all the time. A little bit of an obsession. I think I'm probably going to have to become a vegetarian too if I'm going to do that. But if we take the time to discipline our imagination and focus on what we want, we're going to keep moving towards what we want. Because remember, what we focus on, we find. What we focus on grows. And what we focus on feels real, seems real. So we want to take time every single day to focus on this new version of ourselves. The next thing we want to do is pick one person who is really good at the qualities that the highest self of you has. So this perfect vision that you have of yourself and your health and your energy and your body and your aesthetics, everything about you personally, find those qualities in someone real. So maybe it's, maybe it is Jillian Michaels. I don't know. Maybe that's a really bad example right now. Maybe it's Jillian Michaels, that she's committed to her fitness, that she's a tough ass, that she gets the job done. Maybe that's what it is, that no matter what, come hell or high water, you will do something physical every single day. Maybe that's your role model, that your best version of yourself does. The best version of yourself is doing something physical every day. So damn it, I'm going to copy how tough Jillian Michaels is. Maybe that's as simple as it is. Maybe it's someone who's just constantly having fun with their fitness. And you're like, yeah, I don't want to take myself so seriously. If I trip at the gym, I'm going to freaking laugh because that's hilarious. Just hope I don't land on a dumbbell, right? The next thing that we're going to get into is taking that risk, your proactive growth. Because when you are proactively pushing yourself and you're taking risks, you can recalibrate, you can take in new information and say, well, that didn't work, so I'm going to try something else. And when you've already gone through this process of understanding that your habits got you where you are and understanding that new habits are going to get you to the place that you want to be, when you take a risk and it doesn't work out, you have so much more power because you're coming at it from a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. Because remember, if you take a risk and you have a fixed mindset, that risk will define you and keep you trapped in that moment forever. And you don't want to do that, especially with your body. All right. Taking action with your mindset, you guys. And I have a PDF that's almost done. So if you are kind of missing this, you want to have this in front of you, I will send this to you. Just message me on Facebook and I'll give that to you. Let's talk about taking action with your mindset. So look at where you usually sit on the emotional scale. Are you lower in fear, anger, desperation, sadness, depression, or are you higher? Are you usually more peaceful? Are you usually more calm? Are you usually fun? Are you usually entertaining? Are you usually happy or joyful, grateful? Where are you on that emotional scale? You want to assess where you are right now. And if you're lower, find a way to move up just one emotion. So say you're depressed. Okay, fine. A better place to be than being depressed is actually anger. It'd be better for you to be angry with the reason that you're depressed. Because when you're angry about something, it gives you leverage to then actually move forward. Your anger will help you find a solution. Your depression makes you part of the problem. It envelopes you. It clouds you. When you get angry about the thing that's making you sad, you'll start to look for solutions. So just one way to move up that emotional scale, if you're depressed, start with anger. Start getting angry because you'll start to find solutions faster. Now, think about the area that you struggle the most in, and then find something to be grateful for in that area. So in yourself, the relationship with yourself, the relationship with your body, the relationship that you have around eating, the relationship with your relationships with people outside of you, whether it's your friends, your family, your coworkers, and your finances. What is your relationship with money? Money is currency. Money ebbs and flows. Money responds to the energy that you have. So where are you in these areas of life? Where do you struggle the absolute most? And in that area, what can you find to be grateful for? Remember that GPS, your gratitude perspective shift will start to turn things around for you, because when you have that more positive energy and more positive outlook on life, you'll be able to find solutions way faster. Um, think about the worst thing that has happened to you and how it helped you become who you are today. That is your post traumatic growth, right? What is by far the worst thing that's happened to you? What is really fabulous about you that you developed as a character as an antidote for the pain that you felt before, right? So, one of my friends said, her parents were really cruel to her, like really, really cruel to her. And all she ever wanted to do was have a family and have children and just love them to death, right? Just love them so much. And that's exactly the life that she has now. And I'm like, okay, well, like I understand you have a painful past and it's been hurtful, but you would not be the empathetic, caring mother that you are today had you not made a definitive decision to say, when I have children, I want children so bad. When I have children, I am never going to let them feel the way my parents made me feel. And so with that conversation, we're like, okay, well, do you have gratitude now for how your parents treated you? Do you see how it made you such an incredible mom? Oh, yeah, that's right. So when you find that the worst thing that you feel has ever happened to you and find that silver lining and say, that thing kind of made this really good characteristic in me. I'm going to be grateful now. As soon as you find that level of gratitude, even if it's a small level of gratitude, it will release you from those negative feelings. Cool. I love this. I love technology. Oh my God, it's so cool. All right, let's take action in your nutrition. So, with your nutrition, this is a big one. How often do you feel restricted with your food? Are you on a diet right now? Are you going to be on a diet tomorrow? Are you dieting until Sunday when you go to a party? Where are you in your restriction with your food? And how often do you feel that you're off the rails? So what I mean is, how often are you eating everything in sight with your food? How often does that come up for you? 1 day a week, every day? How often is it? And then what does your yo-yo look like? Monday through Friday, the first of the month. So what I mean by that is, excuse me, I keep burping and I keep emailing about this and Facebooking about this. An unintentional yo-yo dieter is sometimes your yo-yo can be specifically you do a diet for a month and then you're off of it for 2 months, and then you go do another diet and then you're off of it for 3 months, and you keep getting fatter and fatter and fatter because you're dieting so much, you're stripping your muscle away. And then when you start eating your normal, which is overeating, you gain more weight faster. That's a typical way that we think about yo-yo dieting. Another way of yo-yo dieting could be that you are so busy during your workday that you're not eating. And when you get home, you're eating everything. You're eating down the house. So your yo-yo can be that quick, where it's restricted, it's up in your hand because you're so busy, you're not even thinking about food. And as soon as you get home, that yo-yo drops and you're just taking up all the string. You're eating everything in sight. So what does your yo-yo look like? Are you strict leading up until summer? Are you strict leading up until the holidays? What does it look like? Because when we know what it is, then we can change it. Are you waiting for the perfect time to eat healthy? Are you waiting for after the holidays? Are you waiting for after your vacation? Are you waiting to prepare for your vacation? Are you waiting for that perfect time? And do you look forward to eating off plan when you're on vacation or at events? So sometimes you can be super stressed out that something's coming up and you are going to be eating off plan and it freaks you out because you know you're going to go overboard. Or you use it as an excuse to derail yourself and you say, well, I'm strict all the other times. Well, I'm at this event and I'm not going to be at this event ever again. Well, girl, how many weddings are you going to go to in a year, right? You're always have a time that when you have the opportunity to overeat. These things that feel like massive events that you're never going to get this food again really aren't that much of a massive event that it's not going to happen again. Do you stress out when you're eating off the plan? So I already kind of mentioned that, so I'm not going to go over it again, but you can either be looking forward to events because you can go off the rails, or you're not looking forward to them because you're afraid of the repercussions of it. All right, let's talk about taking action with your nutrition. Can you eat one thing you find the hardest to control every day? So this is a really, really great example. So there's a client that we had, and every day this person ate an entire package of Oreos every single night. So instead of saying no more Oreos, we said eat one less Oreo every night. Don't care how long it takes, right? So this is the consistency part, right? How long does it build a ditch if you do a little bit at a time? So for that person, still eating that one thing that they lost all control with, but just removing one of them, helped them build sustainable habits to finally say no when it got down to the day where it was only one Oreo they could eat, and the next day they couldn't eat any. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to say, I'm going to eat a piece of chocolate every single day. I'm not going to eat the whole bar. I'm going to eat a piece of chocolate because it's really not going to mess up my body. I'm not going to freak out about it. I'm not going to use it as a way to binge. I'm going to teach myself it's okay to eat all of these foods all the time within reason, right? Now, you can implement this after dinner habit right now. You can brush your teeth, you can go on a walk, you can read a book, or you can drink tea. I stayed at my mom's house. Hi, Mom, you're still on. I stayed at my mom's house last night, and usually what I do at my mom's house is I graze in her cupboards. And I don't know if it's like feeling like a teenager again or like whatever it is, but I actually found my hand on lids and I put things back. I didn't eat everything that I really wanted to eat. What I did do instead is have tea. And when I finished drinking the tea, I actually felt full. And I was like, cool, this is awesome. Because part of me was afraid that if I didn't eat, and I was hungry and I went to bed hungry, I would then be ravenous all day today. And then that would be my excuse for overeating today to say, well, I hardly ate anything yesterday, so it's fine. It all balances out. And I knew I didn't want to have that conversation because I knew that was my yo-yo. That's something that I've done in the past. So I didn't have a cookie that I wanted to snack on. I had hot tea, and the tea had a whole bunch of nutrients in it. It wasn't just a regular tea. And I felt really good. And I was like, I can handle this. And I went to bed feeling full. And today I had my regular routine with eating. It was great. So what kind of new after dinner habits can you implement so that you don't binge and that you don't starve yourself? All right, let's take action with your fitness. So with your fitness, I want you to move your body every single day. You can lift weights and do some sort of leg exercise every single day, since that is a shortcut for you to burn fat. Go to a class, go have fun, go try a new class, go to yoga, go to Zumba, go to cycling, go to Pilates, go to anything that you want to try new with your body. Just move it. Or go on a leisure walk. Go outside, go for a walk, get rid of your phone, don't listen to anything, let your arms move. Don't be like this when you're walking, that jams everything up. Let your whole body move when you're actually out there walking. Now, here's something that's kind of exciting for me, and I think it's going to be exciting for you, is if you need more action. This is what is going to happen. I'm so excited to be sharing this with you guys today. If you need more action, more help, we do have a coaching program that is launching on Monday. It is a 6-week program, and it's lasting Monday, February 13th, all the way through Sunday, March 26th. And every single week, we're going to have a weekly Zoom call. A Zoom call is awesome because you can download the app on your smartphone, or you can do it on your desktop, and we can see each other, and I can share my screen, show you workout stuff. I can show you workouts while we're on the phone if you need more instruction of how you actually do an exercise. And we're going to have a Q&A time. We're going to have community. We're going to have a Facebook group. And we're also going to have a weekly email so that you really can stay in tune with yourself and keep moving forward. And and here's our schedule. So week 1, we're going to identify where you are, and we're going to create that new vision for yourself. Week 2, we're going to break up with those old habits. We're really going to identify all of your old habits, and we're going to create new ones together. Week 3, you're going to turn envy into inspiration and proactive growth. So Sometimes when we look at people that have what we want, we are envious of them, and that is a low emotion on the emotional scale. We want to elevate, we want to use them as inspiration. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. Week 4, we're going to get into gratitude. We're going to use the emotional guidance system. We're going to use our gratitude perspective shift, and we're also going to use the post traumatic growth and catch and release so that you can really set yourself up for a growth mindset. Week 5, we're going to tackle your nutrition. We're going to end yo yo dieting. We're going to end the all or nothing mindset. On week 6, we are going to tackle your fitness, and we're going to get you started in fine tuning your routine. So if you are already working out all the time and it's not really working for you, we're going to fine tune it. If you have not exercised at all, we're going to get you started on a realistic way that you can create a fit body. All right, so here's the investment. So I'm only going to work with 10 women, and this isn't going to come around again until May, and it's $147. However, tonight, the first 5 women to get started tonight get 25% off. So that means it's just $110. And if you're one of the women who shared the live streams, I have a very, very special gift for you. A lucky winner, you'll get a private message tonight. It's either Shauna or Tanya or Angela, I think, or Dolores. There's 2 others. You get 50% off just for sharing those live streams that I did. All right, you guys, I am going to open this up for Q&A. I'm going to grab my phone real quick. I'm going to look at YouTube, see if you guys have posted anything there. And if you do want to enroll, right now the PayPal button is set up to be at $110. So you can go there right now and sign up for it. You can also ask some questions here. All right. So funny. All right, let me see who's here. Hopefully I don't mess this up. Okay. Hi. Isn't this the funniest thing? Now I'm in reverse. All right, let me know if you guys, I'm going to jump off and I am going to check my private messages and let me know if you guys need anything, if you have any questions. I think I'm going to go to the gym right now. Is that crazy? I will be PMing, private messaging my peeps who sent me